today. But I think he did it yesterday because he wanted to be in lane 1, which is where he'd zeroed, and it was where he'd shot on the previous shoot. So maybe there's something in that.
And it's interesting, the pack did not react. They let him go.
Yeah.
Siggy.
Just as they did in the World Championships. So Forcada should be the first to strike. Well, he is, but he's taken a long time to get the first shot away. No one else has struck. Svensson is a good 12-13 seconds adrift of the current race leader. And Forcada, no mistake this time round. Shapulin of Russia goes clear. And suddenly the crowd are going to get into this one because they're desperate to see a Russian victory here. Burke goes clear with 5. Beatrix, as usual, hits all 5. Moravec has done the same. The man who won his first ever World Cup in the mass start in Oslo. Can he make it 2 in a row here in Khanty-Mansijsk? Lindström of Sweden, I'm not sure what's going on with Lindström. He's got the targets, but taking a long time. Maybe he was stuck at the back of the pack on that first slow loop.
He's lost a lot of time there. He's looking at almost a penalty loop worth of punishment, 21 seconds.
No mistakes from Forcada, and the French team will be delighted with that. Is he going to get his next podium? What's he had? Well, he's been on the podium in 10 of the 11 last races. That is an astonishing achievement from Martin Fourcade, and certainly the way things are going at the moment, it looks as though he might do it again. Lau Bailey in 12th for the USA, just ahead of Moravec, and Arndt Pfeiffer. Let's hope he has a good run. He needs a good race. He's not done better than 6th all season.
Holidays?
No.
Business?
No.
Friends?
No.
Why are you so far away from home?
I have no idea.
I think that was bad. You should have seen that. Well, we're just starting to get some sort of shape in this mass start, the final race of the season. I guess the most significant moves, Mike, those who've shot themselves out of contention in the early stages by missing 2 targets first time round.
Yeah, missing 2 early. Hofer, who did so well just in the sprint race. Florian Graf has missed 2. Bjorn Ferry has missed 2. And Andrei Makovev. So those 4 are the last 4, positions 27 to 30.
And they're 58, 59 seconds behind at the moment, so they've got to hope they hit the next 15 targets, and then they might get back into it, but it's unlikely with the way this man is going. Martin Fourcade, after a slow first lap, has upped the pace. He's got the lead to himself, chased at the moment by Michael Schlesinger. He's another man who I think we'd both like to see do well today, Mike. He's not had it his own way. He focused all his attentions on the World Championships, just didn't work for him.
And he's just coming good now at the very end. All that pressure from a World Champs at home, and he had some kind of freedom in his movement yesterday. He looked strong.
Yeah, and I think the most disappointing thing in the season is that the mixed relay that the Czechs got a medal in, the bronze medal, he wasn't part of it because he wasn't well. And he certainly would have been in the team instead of Sukup.
And maybe that ill health, of course, that affected his performances at the World Champs. Maybe that's why he's the pressure's off now, and he's got back into his racing after the World Champs. Oslo was okay, but not spectacular for him. Interesting, the women, there were 17 women hit the perfect 5 in the first shoot. There's 17 men done the same, but all the rest of the women missed 1. So 4 of the men, knocking the men's percentages lower than the women's.
Jakub Fak there at the back of the field, or the back of the group of those who've missed 1 target. The 17 clear, including, of course, Pfeiffer, Terje Bow hitting 5 out of 5, Karl-Johan Bergman. Bergman's another who's having a better end to the season than he's had at any other stage in the year. What about Vetle Christiansen, the young Norwegian? I know he's missed 1. He looks very tired at the moment, but what sort of standard? How would you compare him to someone like Terje Boe or, of course, Emil Hegler Svensson from 2006, 2007?
Do you know, I was looking at him before the race. I honestly put him in that same big name bracket, and his medals at the Junior World Championship show and prove that he can hold the pressure on the big days. What's he got? 3 gold, 2 silver from not just this most recent Junior World Champs, but he's an excellent biathlete, technically very good as well.
So Martin Fourcade, who won the first race of the season, is he going to make it? Is he going to win the last race of the season as well? He's full of running at the moment. That spring in his legs that no one else seems to be able to achieve for more than 50 metres. He can keep it going for the full 15 kilometres somehow. Very, very similar to Raphael Poré when he was on his best form.
Yeah, just almost jumping, bounding up the hills. Is it efficient? I think not, because the rest of the world would copy, simulate. It is, to attack one hill, you feel aggressive and you really do power up the hill, but to do it over 15 kilometres is quite amazing, and I think it shows how strong Martin Fourcade is.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think if you can do it in the top 15 metres of the climb, over the top and accelerate away, there's lots of time to be gained there for not so expensive a price. Here's a really good example. Look at a dynamic technique. At some stage, both skis are off the ground.
So jumping, but I was wondering if it increases the recovery ever so slightly, or at least he extends both legs, therefore getting at some millisecond an extension and non-tension in the muscle groups. Maybe it helps recovery.
Maybe his camber on the skis is stronger than anyone else's, that is giving him some sort of assistance. But I think you're right, Mike. If it was really efficient and much faster, everyone else will have learned how to do it. Remember in '85, when skating first came in, no one believed you could do it for more than a kilometre. 6 weeks later at the World Championships, they were doing it for 50 kilometres without any problem at all.
It's weird, isn't it? It's just acceptance and tolerating the technique. Yes, it was perceived you could not continue skating over 15 kilometres.
A lot of people will be glad to see that Bjorn Dahlen is still in the running. He's up in the top 6 positions at the moment. The coaches on the side have got to be very careful. I know they want to get the information across, but they've got to be very careful. Most of the athletes are just looking down at their feet, not to the side. Maybe the coaches need to be at the bottom of the hill when the athletes are a little bit fresher.
Well, one of the Russian coaches very nearly got in the way, and that would not be viewed nicely. Fourcade again just picking it up. Just thinking, Patrick, as daylight disappears, start time, of course, 6:30 local time. The tables are set for the final party and the prize giving later.
It's all going well so far for Fourcade. He knows that he has the sights. No real change in the wind conditions since he came in last time. So if he takes his time, as he did last time, he should be able to clear the 5. Slightly puzzled by his shooting performances yesterday, hitting just 15 of the 20 targets. If he'd hit 17, he would have had the victory in the bag without any trouble at all. Second shoot of the last race of the season. Will he hit his last 5 prone targets for the year? You have to feel that that is the likely outcome. On goes the sling, out with the empty magazine, in with the new, and a little change of the sights.
You see that, he's just studying the flags, and they've dropped down. They were stronger from the left earlier, so he's making that adjustment.
Seems to be right. 1, 2, count them as they go. No one else has struck so far. Granichev, Schlesinger, Terje Boe next door. A mistake from Uliana Bjorn Dahlen. Maybe that is one too many. And a mistake from Martin Fourcade as well. Yesterday it was the first one that went wide. This time it's the 5th, and maybe just getting a little bit complacent again. Terje Boe 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5, along with Tim Burke of the USA, who's still in the running. Bjorn Dahlen 1, 2, 3 misses, 450 metres extra. He might as well go straight to the party.
Unbelievable. Poor, I do feel for him. He's trying to get these. The wind further down the range was stronger from the left. Did that influence him? Those around him were getting the targets.
Ada, Bernbacher, Mesetic, Delis, Emilian, no problems whatsoever. Maybe they took a little bit more time or a little bit more care, but 3 misses on a prone shoot. You don't expect to see that at the British Championships. Well, maybe you do.
Well, 3, and he will be, Bjørn Dalen will be absolutely gutted with that single performance. Hopefully he can get the next 10.
Well, Hoffer, who had a fantastic run earlier in the week in the sprint, got himself on the podium with his best performance of the season. You saw that shot from Fourcade. Slightly high, but well over to the right.
I think it was a snatch, a reaction, a delayed reaction almost.
Top 6, all clear. And Freddie Lindstrom, not skiing fast, but shooting okay at the moment to keep himself in the running. Top 15, only 30 seconds apart at the moment. This one's got a long way to run, but leading the way after the second shoot, Russia's Anton Shapulin. Welcome back to Khanty-Mansijsk, and this is the leading group in the men's mass start. Right up there for America is Tim Burke. Is he going to get his first ever win today? It's a big ask, and he knows he's got to improve his standing shooting if that's going to be the case. Martin Fourcade, a mistake on the last shoot, but he's already made up for that, and he's only, 10 metres adrift of that leading group. He's now had to play their race as opposed to playing his own, which he did for the first 6 kilometres.
Interesting, isn't it? Those 6 at the front are the only 6. The cream at the top, they're the 6 that have hit, the only 6 who've hit 10 out of 10. 2 Norwegians in there, Shapulin up front. And Fourcade to pull that amount of time back, Patrick, a 22 second deficit, and he's got to catch this group quite easily. It's just amazing. No matter what happens in a race, he can turn a strategy, he can do something different that we haven't seen before, and there he is, back in contact with the best 6 shots.
So 3 kilometres to ski in between each shoot, which gives us plenty of time to have a look through all your emails coming in. Thanks very much throughout the season. It's been good fun seeing what you've got to say and your opinions on the races. And some of you have definite favourites that you want to win time and time again. Norway seem to have a lot of fans. I don't know why. It's a bit like the Manchester United thing. Everyone supports those who are winning. I think you need to get behind the Czechs. They're the team that per dollar have done the best.
Manpower, support power, I totally agree with that. The Czech Republic and the American team as well. I know they've got a multinational coaching backup system, but it's a very tight unit, and I think the coaching there, the expertise is great.
Well, Crystal Globes, Susan wanting to know about the Crystal Globes. It's pretty easy to wrap this season up. Martin Fourcade has won the lot. Tora Berger has won the lot as well. Last woman to win all 5. Was it Liv Greta Poiré?
It was indeed. She did it the same year as her husband did it. They had domination of the sport at that time. Was that 2005, did you say?
That was 2004 when they dominated the World Championships in Oberhof.
Fourcade just looking behind. Is there anyone coming with me? There's not.
An email coming in from Adele in Newport saying, why do they use an arm cuff in the prone position